Do you have any final words?
3. Sicker spot! Oh, Spot, I am very disappointed in you.
Hey guys, Blazie here, and welcome to my review of the first season of Samurai Rabbit Usagi, based on the Usagi Yojimbo comics. Though, this story takes place centuries after the original comics, and is a whole new story that centers around his descendant, Yoichi Usagi. You may recognize Miyamoto Usagi from Ninja Turtles, but he does have his own storyline and characters in his own comic verse.
What's up, Doc?
They just happen to be both anthropomorphic, making them pretty perfect for crossovers. So I myself know nothing about Usagi besides what I've seen from Ninja Turtles, so maybe I'm not the best person to review this show, but maybe this can be good for newcomers. Whatever it is, I do know one thing. It isn't great. It's really not. This had potential for something, and just fails at almost everything. They're going to be fighting yokai, aka demons. Hell yeah, but it was just rabbit demon slayer. Hell yeah.
There is something wrong with that rabbit.
There's like one cool one. There's like one decent yokai in the entire show at the moment. There's got to be samurai action and storytelling. Nope. The big problem with this show is just how fast it goes through everything. Within 8 minutes, Yoichi bumps into all the main characters and some of the villains, and now they're just there with him, and for the rest of the show, they barely get any storytelling. Like, there's no story to them. Besides maybe Chizu, which I will explain later, everything is done so fast, I kept telling myself, show, calm down, relax, tell us slowly.
Daddy, chill.
What the hell is even that?
Give us stuff slowly and let us enjoy the show, this new world. But no, it just wants to rush through everything. It's as though, like, we already know the characters. But we don't. We don't know who these characters are. Give us time to understand who they are. The first episode goes as such. Yoichi wants to become a samurai like his ancestor, but isn't very good at really anything. He lives on a farm with his auntie and Spot, a little cute dinosaur lizard character that is extremely adorable and I really do like. He's the best part of the show, for sure. Yoichi sucks at being a farmer, ending up destroying half the crops by accident, which seems to be a recurring thing for him. So he decides to head out to the city and become a samurai, his auntie just kinda accepting it and even giving him a sword with a strange jewel in it. So what do we know of this character then? He wants to be a samurai. That's it. We get no other backstory or anything. Why is he living with his auntie? Where's his mum and dad? Give us some story for the characters, TV show. I don't... You're not making me care about him because I don't know him. We don't have any clue of his skill level either, which, like, makes it, like, just, like, even more annoying when he easily defeats trained ninja later. He just seems to have good understanding of things, but he just, like, jumps into things too fast, which is his only real problem in the show. He jumps into things, but yet his skill levels, he's pretty good fighter already. Speaking of, he soon bumps into Gen, a bounty hunter who's actually a total sweetheart and a bit of a wimp.
There's a cut and it hurts a lot and it's filling up with death germs! Hey, it's okay, big guy.
He mistakenly thinks he is attacking an innocent, but turns out was a bad dude that Gen was trying to take in because he's a bounty hunter, that's what he does. So with messing that up, Gen goes after Yoichi. They one off and Yoichi messes up a puppeteering act by the other character, Kitsune, who turns out is a thief and it was all just like a con job. Her, now being annoyed, follows after the two of them. They end up in a sewer where they meet a mole gang who can use clicks to create a sound wave thing and become recurring villainous kind of characters. They go up and Yoichi ends up ruining a freshly cleaned up wound by Chizu, and she is also like an apprentice to this bear dude we then meet. So within a span of 8 minutes, we're introduced to like all the main characters, including like one of the villain groups, and that's just not good. Not with the way it was done, anyway. It's just, they gave us a bunch of information so quickly, but not enough to make us care. And They don't really go into much detail besides like a tiny little bit again, and then like Jizu gets like the most attention later on. But Kitsune? Who is she? Who the hell knows? Why does she use fans as weapons? No reason at this point, so why should I care? Because now they're all just like together. They're just all together now. And it also just kind of felt like Ash ruining Misty's bike. That's what it felt like, you know, because she's angry with him, but becomes friends with him. That's what this all feels like. There's this giant crystal here called the Keystone, which the bear protects, and he is like the last of the yokai warriors. Yokai are, in short, demons, and are just like stories that haven't been like seen in centuries at this point. So, if they're real or not, well, they're about to find out. There's a joke here that's kind of funny.
Whoa! Ow! Why is my face so stabby?
Furry problems if they are real, am I right? The little crystal that's on the end of Yoichi's sword reacts to the keystone, and him, being a bit of an idiot, goes up to the keystone while being yelled out not to, and then grabbed as he touches the stone and receives a flashback to Miyamoto. As he is pulled away, the bear disappears, but now the crystal cracks and yokai spirits are released into the world, and out comes the big bad of the show. I don't know his name. I don't care to find out because his ass gets beat in the second episode, and he just kind of leaves seemingly like not being like much of a threat. But yeah, that's the first episode. It had so much in it. It had a lot. It introduced all the characters and some villains. It's just too much. It's too much. Slow down, show. Slow down. Take your time so you can get to know the world and the characters. This isn't a comic book. We don't know these characters. Give us time to get used to them. Because now in episode 2, they just happily help out. The thief especially has no reason to at all, but no, she happily helps out everyone. She goes along. You know, why not? It's so dumb and just doesn't work. In episode 2, they beat the yokai. He is chosen by the Keystone as the new warrior. Bear is now a ghost. He explains, no, he is like something else now, like the Keystone did something to him. But let's be real, Yoichi got him killed and now he is a ghost. Though he can interact with things now and then, so he's not a total ghost, but he a ghost. The bunny gets to choose a spiritual kind of weapon. He accidentally chooses a yo-yo that is then later shown to be used like a magnet, but also points him to yokai, and can be used to trap yokai in a spirit form, to take back to the Keystone, while also making them look like a balloon.
Hakai, hakai, hakai. Hakai, hakai, hakai. Hakai, hakai, hakai. Hakai, hakai, hakai.
That was the angriest balloon I've ever seen.
They go outside and meet the Shogun, voiced by this guy.
So, you finally arrived. What the hell are you wearing?
It's my ass-kicking outfit, bitch!
Yepers, I watch his YouTube channel. Seems like a good dude and is a real good voice actor. Like, I didn't pick him up here. And I do find his character funny now and then. Like, he's like generally the only one I generally find funny. Like, for example, he ends up putting the bunny into handcuffs for warning the town, but also because, turns out, his ancestor Miyamoto was a traitor, and everyone knows it but the bunny. But while he's, like, in handcuffs, decides to get some photos done.
Oh, and one where I'm handcuffing him, and one where, lean back so it looks like I just punched. Okay, and let's just get a crazy one. Do whatever you want. Go nuts!
But, before we talk any further, let's look at his guards. Do you see anything particular there? Just take a second. What do those masks look like? Because I know what they look like. They look straight up like puppy masks. Like Mr. S leather puppy masks. Okay, who let the puppy be the artist for these guys? And admittedly, when he is in jail, there are some funny moments here because his guard just likes to make people feel bad. Like, he tells the story of Miyamoto going in and killing the Shogun, or a Shogun, and that's why he is a traitor. And then he goes and sleeps as Buddy discovers what his yo-yo can do.
Yes.
Hi. Those are my apartment keys. There isn't even a keyhole here. The door's operated by that button over there. You must hate yourself even more now. Man, I bet you just feel totally worthless and...
But here as well, the others decided they want to go rescue him. Which again, why? Why get in trouble with the Shogun? Especially, why get in trouble with the law? They have no reason to at all, because, like, they're not friends. They're not friends. They don't care for each other. It's so forced to keep this, like, group together. Anyway, they all get caught again, but then this big bird yokai shows up that I was excited for in the trailer. But sadly is female, but that's my own thing. I will say, she is the best designed yokai in the show. I really wish there was more, because that is a huge problem with this show. Absolutely huge problem I have. There's barely any decent yokai in the show. Most of them just possess random objects, so you have like the bunny attacking sandals and hats. Wow! How interesting! How exciting! How exhilarating! It's not. It's not. It's so boring, it's so lame, it's so stupid, it's so cheap. There's even a time he's told to hunt down 3 powerful yokai, and it seems like a hella cool idea. I was down when I heard that, like, hells yeah! Alright, we got some villains. Yeah, no. One possesses a machine, and like we never actually see what its true form is, if it has one. Another one just possesses a sign, and the other was like a trick, like I'll explain later. But yeah, that's it. that's it. We do get a yokai that can change into the characters, but without a face, which does look disturbing. I'll definitely say that. But there's also a funny joke here with him, I do admit.
I know who you are. You're Daremo, the faceless one. I used to draw pictures of you when I was a kid because I was bad at faces.
But that is just using the character model. There's this big skeleton dude that is just the same model used for Kitsune's puppet. So great use of reusing the models with no explanation there. Like, she sees this big skeleton but doesn't recognize that it looks like her puppet. Like, it's not actually her puppet. It just so happens to look exactly the same. But she doesn't say anything about it, so I don't know. Nor is he that much of a villain anyway, because just the fighting there is just so slow and bad. It's so clunky. That's pretty much all the fights though. They're all so slow and clunky and feel like there's no weight to them. It's a weird kind of thing to say, but once you see it, you do kind of understand there's just no weight to any of it. It's just not very good. And then yeah, we got the big bad, but he was like defeated in the second episode. So I don't care. I don't care for villains who are defeated, especially in the first kind of episodes with them, because then, like, why should I care? Because then they can just be defeated again. I just don't care. But like during the season, he does recruit the Mole Gang to help him find something, so that's kind of what he's off doing. So I guess, it's just like, okay, maybe he's weak now, but he's got to get some power boost and all that. Okay, sure. I am interested to see where this goes. But yeah, anyway, at the end of episode 2, they fight the bird yokai, who is just angry at the Shogun for destroying the forest to create the city. So it's a very nature-loving yokai, basically. And it turns out, isn't so bad, as they're basically defeated by the bunny again, showing that he's skilled without any training, which is a huge problem, because then she's said to be the master of all fighting styles. So how the hell did he defeat her? Who knows? So she ends up just leaving, but not before giving Spot a treat, which was cute and is a recurring thing.
Usagi, we will meet again.
And now the Shogun, seeing what these characters can do, decided instead of putting them into jail, to make them hunt down yokai. Sounds pretty cool, right? But, as I said, the yokai are also boring, besides a bird. In the third episode, they are just fighting sandals and jewelry and hats and so on. And then the faceless yokai as well, but yeah, just how boring. You can create anything, and you create a pair of eyes on sandals. It's so lame. Hire new artists, dudes. Seriously. Like at one point, Chizu fights musical instruments, and the animation here is just god awful. They're moving so slow, it's hilarious. They weren't even trying here. So this episode just sucks. But there's some story elements, like Gen's sister shows up, who they didn't even bother trying to look different, making them wear the exact same outfit, and not even bothering to change the colour at least. Not even the colour. It's just so disgustingly lazy. Yeah, she has earrings. Wow, great character design. I wonder how long it took you to think of like, oh, how do we make her females? Oh, give her earrings. Men can have earrings too. They then mention the museum that they are at taking care of the yokai was actually their old home they were kicked out of as kids. Why? Who knows? They are interrupted and they never tell the full story. It's just, so even the writers don't know or don't care to tell. It's lazy. Lazy. But we do see Chizu is actually a ninja working for this creepy cat who becomes a recurring villain who I do not like. I don't like her design. That's why I'm calling her creepy cat. I don't like it at all. Not to mention she is beaten multiple times in the first season, so why should I care at all about her? I don't. I don't want her to become a recurring villain, because she was already beaten multiple times. She's done. Her story's done. Also in this episode, they don't end up taking the yokai back to the Keystone and let them live within the group's hideout. This basically become as it's like Gen's old place, so they fix it up. And because it turns out the yokai aren't actually bad. They're not that bad. Sure, there's some very bad apples, but most are just more or less annoying. But totally okay. Okay, sure. Like the bird yokai isn't bad. It's just, in the end, she just prefers nature. So there's no real threat at all then from them. There's no threat. They're just messing around basically. Yeah, sure, the big bad is out there, so that's the threat of the show, but not the rest of the yokai. So I don't care about anything. Episode 4 again goes to a hospital thanks to a tiny little cut on his finger, again showing he's not a big toughie, he's a big rippy thing. But also, goddamn, I hate these characters at this hospital. They're creepy, weird, and not funny. They're just so ugly to look at, with especially the colouring and everything. So childish and playful, and I don't understand it. It's just ugly. It also just hurts my eyes looking at it. I don't like it. Also, Gen has lost his horns, so now he'll change it to other things throughout the show. Not a bad idea, I will say. But yeah, this episode mostly focuses on Chizu being a ninja, aka a bad guy, but more just not sure about herself and what to do now that she has new friends that she made about an hour ago. Seriously, all this takes place within an hour or two. So yeah, she is getting some story, the only character to get any kind of story. It's weird. It's weird. Why her? And why only her, I think is the main thing I should say there. Though I gotta say, she just looks like Stewie Griffin with that football head of hers. Also, we see this Bat Gang, so another set of random villains with no story besides their gang. Episode 5, Yoichi finds a bird yokai and wants her to become its master and train him. They more or less fight with her not wanting to, but I don't think the bunny is giving her much of a choice. My apologies, it looked like it was getting dark outside, so I put on my ring light I now have. If you guys don't know, I bought myself a ring light, so the lighting may have changed. Obviously it did because I turned on my thing, so I have no idea what the lighting is like at the moment. It's hard to kind of tell while in this thing, so I do apologize, and so on. I will get back to the video. Though I have to say, the visuals here and the fighting is the best of a season, and wish there was just more of it. If there was more of this, I wouldn't be so bored when the fights happen. Instead, the feet just, they feel so stiff, and again, no weight to their attacks. But this was actually very stylized and looked half decent. So why did this episode matter? Why focus on this one fight on making it look good? Because not even the final fights or anything look good. Only this one. And I don't get it. I don't get why. Why not try to do this for at least half the fights, you know? And then it might look half decent, but they just don't. This showed what it could have been, but they just don't do it. In the end, she says they must find the 3 yokai that I mentioned earlier, which is done in cool visuals. We do see a few times, and I was hyped. I was interested in seeing these yokai, but nope. Again, turns out it's to be just a possessed machine. That's it. What a waste of potential. What a waste of an idea. I also waste time in this episode by going to an arcade for no reason besides having another set piece for the characters in later episodes. In the end, the creepy cat ninja goes to the Keystone, Why? I don't know, to control the city, I guess, even though that's not what ninjas do. Ninjas are hired assassins, but apparently these ninjas want to take over the city. Sure. So then the big thing of the episode is then Chizu stands on their side, not the good guys. So, she was bad, she's going in the bad direction, but at the start of episode 6, she switches back and helps her friends deal with the ninjas. They defeat them with Spot even helping, which is cute. They get kicked out and declare that they will return. Whatever, you were defeated, so I don't care. Kitsune is the most hurt by Chizu's betrayal, and at one point ended up outside where the streets are just completely empty, which is just lazy, but also the perspective looks so freaking weird. Like, they look so small compared to the buildings and the road and, like, where the street level is. It's so weird. I can't explain it. But the next shot, the city is full of people because now it needed to be there. Sure. They defeat the second yokai needed, which was just like a sign possessing someone. Yay. They bring it back, and whenever he does bring one back, he sees flashes of Miyamoto, looking as though he truly did kill the Shogun, making the Bond lose hope and not want to be a samurai. But he still wants to prove others that he was a great warrior. In episode 7, they go after the last of the 3 yokais they needed, which Chizu believes she saw in the ninja hideout. There's a kid ninja there who kind of helps him out, and turns out is a friend to the yokai, who makes herself look like her in one part, in like one scene, and also helps fight the ninja. And it looks so damn stupid.
Call it sleepy time. Again, no effort. And then we see the big bad yokai found out what he needed, thanks to the help of the moles that he promised to, like, make powerful. But now also says it's because everyone else will be dead. That's why you'll be powerful. Kind of funny, I guess, if you when it's put like that. But that scares the head mole, and eventually he wanders off and goes up top to tell the others what's going on in episode 8. In this episode, Yuichi does go back to the Keystone, thinking he should put the yokai away. That's like the child's friend. But it made friends with the child and wants to protect her, and just wants to... It understands, like, the bad that it did, and wants to kind of just help the world now. So he gives in and doesn't put her away. The Keystone still shows him something from the past, showing Miyamoto killing the Shogun, but there is more to it. But the body pulls away, and now we get the sad moment of him not believing himself and not wanting to be a samurai, so he goes back home to Auntie. While at the same time, the bear is just like, no, there's more to it. It's just like, god damn it, yep, how basic of a character to kind of pull away, like, oh no, it's not real, oh, I'm so sad, I don't know, it's just, it's so forced. But yeah, the bear the whole time was saying, no, there's more. So us as viewers are going, okay, there's more to the story. We don't care then, because there's more to it. We know there's more to it, because they're telling us there is. There he drops off the kid ninja, forcing Auntie into now raising this child, and while the yokai is then revealed to be the bird, and was tricking him all along, wanting to test him to see how selfish he was and how he'll help others and all that. So now she has decided to train him and takes him up into a mountain to train him. Here, the visuals are much nicer, and I wish it was like this more often. There are some nice scenes here. Though things are different here because time works differently. Why? Magic. That's literally the explanation. Why do things work different? Magic.
Why is the sun doing that? Shh. Magic.
Honestly, kind of funny. In that kind of lazy kind of way. Like, how does this work? Magic. Okay. I'll give them that. I'll let them have that one. So the two now train and get like a little kind of sort of montage of them training and like him doing yoga and all this kind of stuff. And apparently the two spent 2 seasons together training, while it's only been a day for everyone else. So basically the buddy got a bunch of training done without really showing a whole lot, and so now he is like suddenly much better in an extremely short amount of time, and had like all this growth and everything, and understands that he needs to kind of think before he acts. already, all within an episode. Just so lazy. It's so lazy. Here the skeleton dude pops up as well and goes to attack the others who are like making their way to Artie to find Usagi and bring him back before all hell breaks loose, as the moles told them what the big bad was up to. Episode 9, the big bad goes to the keystone to put on this device he found. The bear, using power from the keystone, is able to hold him back. Bunny goes back down to the others who are being attacked by the skeleton. The bird ends up fighting him, and that's all we see of them. They're just, who knows what happened to them. So now the others headed to the city, but we still got another episode, so let's waste some time here with the bats randomly showing up and giving Yuichi grief. I am missing some story bits here, but they don't really matter, so whatever, like they end up like splitting off or something. I can't remember exactly how. So yeah, I'm just kind of missing some bits here. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But yeah, he has to fight off the bats in like the dark, because now the city's all dark and everything. There's no moon or anything, so the mole has to help him out. The others make it up to the temple, but the ninjas are there and wanting to attack now. Auntie here ain't taking any shit, and it's kind of badass.
Oh, city ninja. Talk, talk, talk.
What are you going to do? Dang! Who the heck are you? Were you in the wars?
Honey, I was the wars.
They beat them, get inside, and the bear and the big bad are fighting. But in the end, they lose, and the yokai places the device on the stone, and it opens up a portal in the sky. Turns out, his mind wasn't his own and was being controlled by others. Somehow, even though like he was like locked away, like they better explain that. They don't, but they better. So it turns out he's not all that bad, I guess. As he says sorry, it explains like the portal leads to an alien homeworld that is like the oldest species in the universe and multiverse. Gotta add those tags in there. And they will come down and destroy them all, slowly releasing things through the portal to fight them. First is a beast that's so unimaginable. So unimaginable, the best we see of it is a hand. The artists are so lazy in the show. Also, what do the aliens look like? Something cool at least, right? Something cool? Yeah? Yeah? Come on, give us that. You gotta at least give us that, right? No, they're robots. They're robots. They're just robots. Maybe an interesting design, maybe, I guess. Sorta, kinda, not really. I don't care, they're just robots. Are you just goddamn serious? They're already moving away from yokai and giving us aliens. They're machine race, so you can have bad guys they can now slice and dice into and keep it kid-friendly because they're just robots. This is why the show was so damn rushed. They don't want to do a traditional samurai story because that would be going up to like at least a PG rating, I guess. They want to go straight to aliens. The worst part of any Ninja Turtle storyline. Okay, it's not all that bad. I like the Triceratons, but it was definitely bad in the 2012 series, so it was definitely the weakest season. It was definitely a failure, but here, they decided to go straight to the aliens. And I just could care less. They're seriously like, let's have a species that can slice and dice and keep it kid-friendly. That's all they were thinking there. That's all they were thinking. I hate this so much. It feels so incredibly lazy. Episode 10 starts off with Yuichi trying to take the device off the keystone, but he ends up having like a flash of Miyamoto killing the Shogun, who's actually the big bad yokai. So he is a bad guy. So then why is he sorry that he I don't know. No, it's not explained. Why is he sorry that he's releasing his portal so that the world will be destroyed? Isn't... I don't know. Can't he just possess one of them? Can't he just possess one of the machines? Is that going to be a thing? Are they going to completely ignore that they can't possess them? Not to mention this little flashback kind of thing spreads out everywhere. The whole town sees it. So now that everyone knows. How convenient. How freaking convenient. Anyway, to return things to normal, they need to return the little crystal piece that's on the sword. But his auntie has the sword, so now they're gonna go find her. You know, they gotta waste another 20 minutes in the end, because it's another little start of an episode, gotta waste another 20 minutes, so, you know, they have to go do something. While they're doing that, the beast is trying to get down through the portal, pulling his arm through, which again, is all we see of it. blah blah blah. They find her, get the sword, go back to the keystone, and now robots come down. They beat them with ease, making them not much of a threat. The keystone is repaired, and the portal is closed off. For now, as we then see two of the robots running around underground, going to the ship thing that I mentioned. So they'll probably reopen the portal or something and bring them for it. What a shit idea. What a shit idea for something that had potential. Why not do a story about yokai and samurai? Why not? We don't really have that. We don't really have that, really. Why do you want to go straight to aliens? That's so boring. So boring. It's just same shit they do with Ninja Turtles, but at least with Ninja Turtles, we get several seasons of the Turtles and like mutants and all that. That it feels, correct. And they do the ninja shit. They do a lot of the sneaking around ninja stuff. When they go to aliens, then it's a whole new show, and and that's where it starts to drop off. That's where fans start to drop off. And they're going straight to aliens now? God, I can't imagine the drop off that's going to happen. It just feels incredibly lazy, incredibly bad writing. I don't like so much of a show. It's not all bad. It's not all bad. Like, you can sit down and kind of enjoy some of it. I like Yuichi, I like Spot, I like Gen, I like the bear, and I like the bird. And I like the Shogun character. Do I know most of their names? No, I don't. I don't know them, and I don't care to learn. The villains are very weak, and by that I mean they get defeated multiple times, and their story is also just so weak. So it's got nothing cool going for it. It's got nothing going for it. The animation is good to bad. It's not the worst I've seen though. I generally do like the look of it, the style and everything is nice. It's just bad most of the time. But the action, the stuff that matters most of the show like this is bad. It's so bad. There's small little moments that maybe it could be good. Like there's some cool little action sets here and there. But then there's just so much bad in it as well. I don't care about the characters because I don't know their lives. I don't know who any of these characters are. They're so skilled at fighting already. Like, it works for Gen and Chizu, but Yuichi already, like, being a good samurai with no training whatsoever until, like, later, yes. But at the start, he is defeating foes, no problem. And then Kitsune is just a thief, yet can fight off against trained ninja with no explanation? No. That's not what should be happening. I know, I'm thinking too much about it, like, it's so unrealistic. But still, my point still remains. They could easily defeat the trained ninja. Yes, okay, not as easy as I make it sound, but they still defeat them. They still win. Because they're like, the problem is, like, the characters are already good. Then there's no room for growth. In a show like this, I feel like growth is important. But no. There's no growth. There's no real characters then. For example, again, Ninja Turtles. I'm going to bring it up because this show is very much... It feels like a whip-off of Ninja Turtles. Because, I mean, it is the 2012 style and everything. And that's perfectly fine, but I'm just pointing it out, okay? Even with Ninja Turtles, there is a lot of growth with the characters. Everybody knows the one season or like the one storyline where Leo gets the shit bit out of him and ends up in like they end up having to hide away out into a cabin very far into the woods and all that because Leo thought he could take on the Shredder. He got it into his head that he was a good ninja, a good fighter. He's not. He still needs training. He still needs work. Obviously, things with Raph. Raph always constantly, with his anger, he needs to get better, he needs to be trained. And that becomes a thing, of him training and everything. So there's character growth there with those characters. But there's gotta be, I don't feel like there's really gotta be any growth here, because they're already so good and already defeating powerful foes. Samurai Rabbit Usagi is a 3 out of 10 foxes. I hate it. But I don't think it's the worst thing I've ever seen. I know I say that quite often, but but I also don't recommend it, and I will probably not watch season 2. Honestly, I probably will not bother watching season 2. If I do, I probably won't review it unless it's very different. I think what matters is I'll probably watch the trailer for Season 2, and if it looks good, and if there's some cool designs, maybe I will. Maybe I will. So yeah, that's my review of Samurai Rabbit Usagi. I'm sad that it's not that great. Honestly, I feel like that's a part of why I give it such a low score and why I'm so moody. It's because it had potential. It did. It looked like it would be okay with some cool yokai and everything, and cool bunny character fighting yokai. Hells yeah. It's not, though. It's not. Like, okay, I enjoyed parts of it, and as I said, I don't hate all the characters. It's more so, yeah, it had potential that it squandered over. So, I just feel so disappointed. I feel so disappointed. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to our channel, because I'll love you if you do. Hit that bell icon, and as Fox says, be who you want to be. Alright, guys, bye for now.